Vechain has seen better days. After the recent pullback, Vechain has started to form a very interesting pattern on the daily chart. In this video, we're going to dive down into the technical analysis on the VET token to see exactly what might happen next here with Vechain. As we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. Really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new, why not go ahead and subscribe? Tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And also, whilst we're on that note, why not go ahead and check out Discord? We do a lot more technical analysis there and keep everyone up to date with kind of the micro movements in the space. So well worth joining us over on Discord. And let me know in the comments down below as well, where do you think Vechain is likely to go by the end of this bull run? What is your kind of price prediction? Right, let's get into Vechain here. Take a look at what is going on with the VET token. Okay guys, so we're going to start things off like we usually do with the weekly overview. Okay, so obviously Vechain has had pretty significant pullback, pretty much in line with the entire crypto space. There's a serious amount of manipulation going on with Bitcoin, and I'll probably save all of that for another video, but there's a lot of very odd numbers that are coming out there. Something that I think many people should be aware of, and ultimately under this kind of level of manipulation, it's actually going to brings you confidence in the market because you know that they're just shaking out people out of the markets right now, and then obviously that leads to massive spikes in value later. So on Vechain here, we can of course see that on this weekly chart we have these 5 impulsive moves, right? And we're tracking really nicely with basically, you know, a trend line from the low areas of wave 2, the high areas of wave 3, and that low area of wave 4. This actually shows Vechain moving out to $1.20. Okay, so some pretty interesting kind of numbers. Now, this deviation here isn't too dissimilar to the deviation that Cardano has had. Only difference is we haven't actually set a new all-time high yet for Vechain. Therefore, I'm more confident to say that we're still inside this 4th wave correction, and we haven't actually started that 5th wave just yet. We had a couple of false starts here with a nice ABC move to the upside on the weekly here, but we obviously started to pull back down, and this basically is going to be an interesting kind of move next to see what happens. Good things I do think are on the horizon though, and I'm going to go through the smaller time frames in a moment to kind of go through a pattern that's appearing on our daily chart that actually shows us with some pretty interesting kind of price appreciation next year. So what we're going to do is we can show here that from the current price we're about 1,000% up to our kind of conservative target of $1. Okay, so we are now talking a little bit over 10x on our current position. Okay, so if you remember a few weeks ago, you know, we were saying, you know, at the market, most of the crypto market was looking likely to be a 5x market, right? And then obviously we saw this pullback here. This actually now makes it a 10x market once again. So opportunity to get back in if you got out, or if you're looking to enter the market, there's a 10x proposition on some altcoins, including Vechain here. Okay, we could of course take a look at that $1.20. This is the optimized model. So basically it takes a look at the trend of down wave 2, up wave 3, and down wave 4. Okay, take all of that into consideration and it shows you $1.20. But if we're conservative, we only look at the pullback of wave 4 here, and that will actually show you $1. Okay, so that's kind of our conservative target, 1,000%, 10x up there, right? If we wanted to be optimized and we want to kind of go for the extra little bit, $1.20, but you know, we like to sell on the way up and make sure we lock in those profits. Okay, so good understanding there that, you know, the trends are there. I don't think we've left wave 4 with Vechain, specifically since we've pulled back down into this really interestingly low area. Again, this was our buy zone. Okay, this little yellow box down here, and as you can see, you know, we just stayed out of there. Okay, so this is the optimized place to buy Vechain in my opinion. Basically, once you enter this area, as you can see with these wicks, you come right back out of it again. Okay. Now, the weekly stochastic RSI is heading down into the oversold area. So again, it's good to understand that that basically is indicating to us that it's oversold and that a reversal is coming. Okay, and on a weekly chart like this, we can take a look at the other oversold areas, okay, previously, and what happened afterwards. Okay, so we can see here that Vechain was oversold during this crash here, and then we saw the spike of wave 1. It was oversold during wave 2. Low of wave 2, and then it spiked up into wave 3. It was oversold during this low point of wave 4. It came back up, slight dip in the middle here. This was September, and then push up, and now back to this oversold area. Okay, so what's the most probable scenario that follows this oversold area is an overbought area, and overbought area means price appreciation. Not always, but generally you're going to see a stack of green candles, specifically on the weekly chart. So it's always good to understand that. Okay, so things are progressing quite nicely from that perspective. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into this smaller time frame, and I'm going to show you this really interesting pattern that started to emerge. Let me just bring this back down. Here we go. Okay, so this is an Elliott wave triangle. Okay, so basically we have a descending trend line and an ascending trend line. This is then broken down into wave A, B, C, D, and E. And once you complete the E, you get this huge spike to the upside. Okay, this is basically something that we've seen with Harmony 1. I'll grab this on our hourly show or hourly chart, and we could just have a look at the triangle up here for clarity. Okay, here's your triangle. We had the A, B, C, D, E, and then we had the impulsive move to the upside. Okay, so just in terms of Vechain and in terms of Harmony 1 here, we could take a look at the low point of our wave E up to the high of that fifth wave. It was a 76% move. Okay, for Harmony 1. Basically, what that actually meant in terms of dollar values is it took the price from 21 cent up to a total of 38 cent. Okay, so it's good to understand that from what a triangle does. Okay, and all that kind of good stuff. So back up into our daily chart here. Let me just bring this back down into line here. So what we have is the triangle forming on our daily chart. So this is going to be bigger than that hourly view, because the hourly view is obviously a smaller time frame. And the candles themselves are actually move in smaller increments. Okay, so a daily triangle like this could have a really good effect on the price of VET. I just make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so what is going on here? Well, we had the pullback initially. This is basically the top of wave 3 to the bottom of wave 4. We've labeled this up as wave A. Then we had a good push to the upside. Okay, and again, this is an ABC move inside of our B wave here. I'm not going to confuse you, but basically that's one of the criteria as you see ABC moves. Okay, so we can see that there. That forms our B wave. Then we're pulling down for this wave C. Now, of course, we are oversold on our stochastic RSI. Bring this back down here so you can see oversold on the daily stochastic, and we are looking to move up. Now there is manipulation going on with Bitcoin, which I find incredibly frustrating, but that being said, that manipulation could also have an effect on the alts, or is having an effect on the altcoins. So do expect some volatility in this area whilst that manipulation is still going on. It's still happening today. I can still see it happening in the last few hours. Anyway, so right now, obviously, I'm still expecting volatility, but we are coming to the bottom of this wave C, in my opinion, and then we're going to be going up to the wave D highs. Okay, this could actually take us into January. Okay, because this is a daily chart. This is something that's going to take some time, but basically, I'm seeing this as an ABC move into our January timeframe, and then we're looking for this ABC down. Okay, bringing us back into the lower values. And that, again, that's going to be interesting to see how low that goes, because that's going to be an interesting opportunity. And then from here, I think we're going to go impulsive right towards the end of the bull run, where Vechain will go absolutely crazy and hit those targets that we've been talking about. Okay, so that's kind of what's forming out here on the daily chart. And I think this is a really interesting pattern. And if you can spot these early enough, you can get in. And exactly the points of reversal, the points where you have opportunity to dollar cost average better positions, i.e. if you're not going to be selling and you're just going to be building up a position in Vechain, the bottom of A wave, the bottom of C wave, the bottom of E wave. If you want to maximize your profits and you're a trader, then you'll be looking at buying A, selling B, buying C, selling D, buying E, and then riding this up, potentially selling wave 1 to wave 2, buying back at wave 2 to ride wave 3, selling wave 3 to buy, and buy back in wave 4 and take 5. Now, obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, nor is Chris. I cannot offer you financial advice, but I can show you what patterns are forming inside the data, and you can do what you want with this. Okay, so right now, this is an interesting pattern. I do anticipate that this is something that is going to take a long time to play out. It's not going to be quick, but this is the road that we're looking at taking to get into that dollar level here for Vechain. So good to see a triangle. When you see these things, very rarely are they broken. They can be broken, but very rarely. And then basically you get that huge parabolic run towards the end where you get some fantastic appreciation. So this could be the ticket to Vechain $1. And I know a lot of people have speculated otherwise, but if we actually take that from about here to here, it's about 1,000%, which again would be equivalent of a 10x, which is pretty reasonable for a crypto space. But again, not where your money is made. Obviously, we buy in Vechain way down here. That's where the money is actually made. That was an 18,000% rise. Significantly outperforming Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. Right? So join us in the bear market if you want to be making stupid amounts of gains, because that is where you actually do it. You don't do it in a bull run, right? Right now it's really hard to kind of, unless you've got serious money to throw it in the first place, it's not where you become a multi-millionaire. Ultimately that stuff happens when you're in the bear market. You buy the true bottom, and then once you're buying that, then you're riding this up very, very well. Of course, you can buy and sell on that journey. There's plenty of waves and stuff that you can do that. But it's the bear market where you make your money. Okay, I cannot stress that enough. But yeah, guys, this is a really interesting pattern, Vechain. I think Vechain's got a pretty bright future into 2022. And this is going to be pretty fantastic to see some final, kind of price appreciation that really blows off the top towards that $1 level. So guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. Really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications. If you haven't already joined us on Discord, links in the description down below. Do join us there. We do a lot more TA screenshots and talk a lot more crypto in the Discord server as well. Guys, with all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.